Hello, welcome back to my channel. So in today's video we have a budget update, which is one of my favorite things to do. So we are going to look at our spending for the month of July, and I'm not even going to lie to you, July was not cheap. We did spend money in July, so it's going to be interesting to see exactly how much we ended up spending. And then of course we will also be setting our budget for the month of August. So yeah, today's going to be a very interesting one, and without further ado, let's get started. So here is our monthly budget for July, and if you do like the look of this template, you can actually get this yourself. So with this, it does include a net worth statement, a sinking funds calculator, and then you have the choice between a monthly budget template or a weekly budget template depending on how you get paid. So make sure you do check that out if you haven't already. I'll make sure it's linked in the description below for you. But when it comes to the month of July, it was all going well at the beginning of the month, so we automatically put money into our savings. Our essential bills were all paid out, as well as our giving, and also our sinking funds were paid out. And if you want a completely detailed video of exactly what was going on during that month, I have done that video already for last month's update, so I will link that up here for you and in the description below. In terms of our budget this month, I will definitely say it was a stretch. It was a little bit of a struggle, particularly when it came to petrol and also groceries as well. So with petrol, we did budget around 120, and we did end up spending 120. But the thing is, when it came to petrol, we were really cutting it fine, because I'm pretty sure whenever we would top up, we would spend around £61, give or take. But then last month when we went to get petrol for the same amount, we would end up spending around £77, and that was pretty much for a full tank. So I was honestly shocked. Like when my husband told me, I couldn't believe it. I genuinely thought he was joking or he was just lying to me, but it was like 77. And so when we topped up again, luckily we didn't have to top up a full tank. But if we did have to top up a full tank again for that month, we would have spent over £154. So I thought that was absolutely ridiculous. I had no idea that petrol prices had gone up so much. But yeah, luckily we ended up spending £120. So next up, when it came to groceries, so we originally had a budget of £190, which basically meant that for the 5 weeks we were hoping to spend around £38 a week, which is what we were doing the previous month. But this month that did not happen at all, and we definitely went over on our groceries budget. I genuinely think it was actually the food prices going up again, because we did the exact same shop, nothing had really changed, but we still ended up spending more. So for groceries, we ended up spending £203, which if you divide it by the 5 weeks, because we were budgeting for 5 weeks, we ended up spending £40.60 on average per week. So it's obviously not too bad going over by £13. I was just quite shocked at how much food prices had just increased over the past few weeks. I don't know if it's just me. Please let me know in the comments if you found that out as well. But yeah, £203. And if you're liking this video so far, then feel free to give me a thumbs up, as it really does help to support the channel. Plus, I'm sure you know, it's free. Okay, so as I'm editing this, I realized that I actually missed out toiletries. So I thought I would talk about that quickly right now. So in terms of toiletries, we did have an original budget of £30, but we ended up spending £41. So we went slightly over. Part of that was because we did buy detergent, which hopefully should last a couple of months. So next month, fingers crossed, toiletries should be okay. After that, we have our individual spending, and when it comes to my spending, I pretty much spent every single penny. My husband, on the other hand, probably saved it, knowing him, but for me, I spent the money. I do think that for next year, I would actually like to have a bigger pot when it comes to my spending money. So I think during the winter, I probably will start some form of sinking fund, just so that I can set some money aside for the next summer. Because I realized that when the weather is nice, you just want to go out a bit more often. So yeah, I think I will plan in advance for next year. But yeah, with this month, £100 was all spent. Then after that, we have personal care. So when it came to personal care, we pretty much spent the full £44, so that was all great. When it came to date night, we did spend slightly less. So with date night, we had a budget for £60, but we only ended up spending £51. So that definitely helped when it came to our overall budget. And then after that, my gym membership was all paid out. So that was £21.99. We also paid for Disney Plus. So that was another £7.99. When it came to miscellaneous though, we had a budget for £5, but we ended up spending more. We ended up spending £16 instead. So as you can see, we ended up going over this month. The main culprit was groceries and a bit of miscellaneous. I think we bought a couple of things from Amazon. I think with the pennies jar, we actually ended up using the pennies instead. Originally we had about £4.71 going towards our pennies. I think we ended up using probably about £4 out of that to go towards miscellaneous. So overall we did end up overspending by about £22 to £26, depending on whether you include the pennies or not, which again, I was quite surprised just because it is the first time we have ever gone over budget. But you know, it's less than £30, so I can't complain too much. It's still not too bad considering it's summer. So with next month's budget, we have definitely had a look at this and really reevaluated how we actually want to budget our money for the next month. So let's have a look at that now. So when it comes to August, of course, we have our first ever overspend of last month. And since we used the pennies jar, we only needed to take £22 into this month's budget. So essentially we were on minus £22. But in terms of our income, we of course got paid. And then we also took £130 out of our sinking funds pot. And if you're not really sure what sinking funds are, they're basically just expenses that you use to save up for over time. So that's pretty much our total income for the month. Any money that I make from my business, it's really just staying in the account for now because I still have other expenses to pay for. Maybe later on in the year, I may start to pull some money out. But at the moment, we don't necessarily need it. So when it comes to savings and investments, we've got another £150 going into our savings. I think after September, we want to start investing again. We did invest quite a lot in the first 6 months of the year, and then we kind of cooled down a little bit because we wanted to save a bit more. But I do think we would like to invest some money after the summer. So that's something that we will be focusing on. But for now, we have 150 going towards our savings. Then with essential bills, pretty much the same as last month. So we are paying £1,100 for rent, £47.75 for water, £106.84 for electricity and gas. Not looking forward to what happens in October and how much that might jump up by, but you know, £106 for now. £129 going towards council tax, £31 going towards broadband, £158 going towards iCloud, and then our SIM only contracts where Yinka's phone is £12 a month and mine is £10 a month. Just as a quick reminder, we do use Voxy as well for our SIM contracts. So if you are interested in a SIM contract, that also includes endless social media data. I'll leave a link in the description below for you. And then when it comes to tithes, charity and giving, we have set money aside for that too. So that is all our essential bills done. So next up, when it comes to our sinking funds, so this month we have £60 going towards our car maintenance. We then have another £10 going towards dentist, another £10 going towards Yinka's rugby, another £30 going towards clothes, and another £20 going towards presents. And so that's if we have any birthdays coming up in the future. And then we have another additional £1,000 going towards our holiday. And we have actually one last big payment in August for our holiday, and then that is it. That is all done. After that, we are then going to focus back on saving for a property and investing and stuff like that. But yeah, when it comes to our sinking funds, it is a hefty £1,130. So next up with spending, so we have decided to keep the £120 for petrol. Hopefully prices don't go up again, but we think it may be okay just because we're not budgeting for 5 weeks this time. We're only budgeting for 4 weeks. So 120, I'm not too sure to be honest, but we'll see. We'll see. When it comes to groceries, we have increased that now since we noticed, obviously last month, we ended up spending around £40 on average. So that's what we've budgeted for this month. So hopefully £160 should be enough for the 4 weeks, but we'll see. I mean, if grocery prices go up again, then we'll have to increase the budget again. Turns out I missed out toiletries again for the August budget. So with toiletries, we did end up budgeting £30 again, and hopefully we'll stick to it this time. After that, we have £100 being allocated towards our individual spending, which is all good. We then actually have another £64 going towards personal care, and that's mainly because of summer. So we're doing things more often during this month. So £64 is going to hopefully be enough for personal care. Then with date night, we've also increased that for the month of August as well. So we have allocated £95 for date night, and that's mainly because we're also going to be going to a brunch this month, and we're also probably going to want a takeaway or something like that, so we have allocated £95 for that. And then when it comes to our gym membership, that is £21.99. Disney Plus is £7.99. We have allocated another £5 for miscellaneous. Hopefully we don't have any impromptu Amazon purchases this month, but we'll see. £5 has been allocated, and then 52 pence went towards our pennies jar. So in total, our spending is looking like £704.50 this month, which is definitely more than what we used to spend. I think previously last year we would spend around £650 to £660, I would say. So yeah, hopefully it's still all okay. And if you've ever felt like you maybe need help with trying to stick to your budget and being able to save money, especially during this time, I do offer one-on-one coaching where we can really take the time to clean up your finances and identify where you can actually save money and have an effective budget even if prices are rising. So make sure you do check that out if you haven't already. You can book a free call with me to find out more, so I'll link more information up here for you and in the description below. So if you did like this video, then please do give me a thumbs up if you haven't already, and let me know in the comments, did you end up overspending in July like we did? I do post every Tuesday, so if you would like to know more, then of course you can subscribe to my channel, and I will see you guys next Tuesday.